Hello there and welcome to the Nutmeg on Guardian TV, and today it's the Monday Monologues with Solomon Fowowe. But we're starting on a sad note today because in the Nigerian Professionals Football League we lost a footballer, that's Chime Martins of Nasarawa United, on the field of play. He collided with an opponent for Katsina United and he fell, he slumped and he died. You know, it's quite sad that we have such occurrences at this time in the Nigerian Professional Football League because you hear the stories, the reports coming from the center that's at Nasarawa was that there was no equipment for him to be resuscitated, and even the ambulance that was meant to rush him to the hospital was actually not good. It was faulty and it couldn't start. And it's sad that we have all of these sort of issues at this stage, and we've lost a wonderful footballer, a player that could have gone on to do great things for himself, for the society and for the country at large because of ineptitudes when it comes to administration of things in the Nigerian Professionals Football League. You know, the league is not on TV, there are no defibrillators, there are not enough ambulances or even medical equipment for you to ensure the safety of the footballers, you know, plying their trade at those sort of stages, at that sort of stage. And it's sad that we see these things rear their ugly heads in the Nigerian Professional Football League. You know, this is a call to the administrators of the league to do a whole lot better, with ensuring the safety of the key actors of the game, you know, at this sort of stage. I know they tweeted something recently just after the death, and they were saying that the last time that they gave out defibrillators, it was a flashback, was in March 2015. You know, it's incredible that since March 2015 till now, 2020, there's been no checks, there's been no way to continue or to ensure that all of these things are in proper care, you know. And it brings me to the place that how would a game start when you can't ascertain for a fact that the medical equipment are in proper use, are in a good place. You know, it's sad that we're talking about these sort of things in 2020, and it continually turns people off when it comes to, you know, avidly following the Nigerian Professionals Football League. That moving away from that, but before we move away from that, rather, we just pray that his family and his team, that's Nasarawa United, that God grant them the fortitude to bear the loss. Our thoughts and our prayers are with them, and it's just a sad, sad one in the Nigerian Professionals Football League. But moving away from that, let's go to the English Premier League, where it was Manchester United against Manchester City, and it's going to form the crux of what I'm going to be talking about today. And to think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was lampooned at the beginning of the season for the fact that, oh, Manchester United were having a slow start, a bad start, they were not at good times. He has defeated Pep Guardiola 3 times this season. He defeated him home and away in the English Premier League and also once in the Carabao Cup. It's incredible what Solskjaer has done with this side, you know, getting this side to compete at such a stage, you know, after losing like 2 of their best players. They lost, that's Rashford to injury, they lost Paul Pogba to injury also, but they've gotten themselves in such a great place where they are currently on a 10-game unbeaten streak. And one of the people that has been quite instrumental to that has been Bruno Fernandes, you know, the man brought in from Sporting Lisbon. You know, he has featured in, I think, 8 out of those 10 games, and we've seen how he has brought life into the Manchester United side, the Manchester United midfield. You know, there's this sort of creativity and energy that, you know, he brings to this side that has been lacking for quite a while. And it doesn't leave it. It doesn't leave it on the pitch. It gives his all over and over and over again. And we saw his creativity come out to play in that particular fixture against Manchester City. He was the one who provided the assist for Martial. And you tend to think of it, was it instinctive or was it something that was pre-planned? You know, you just got the free kick off Ilkay Gundogan, and he just clipped the ball over the defense to Martial for Martial to volley past Ederson. You could say Ederson has his, well, fair bit of blame to shoulder because of the 2 goals he conceded. You know, the first one to Martial that squirmed under him, and the second one to Scott McTominay where he passed the ball wrongly and McTominay got a hold of it and scored that particular fixture in the last minutes of the game, pretty much. But you look at this United side and you just say you can't take anything away from them. They've been phenomenal. You know, Solskjaer has gotten them to like within 3 points of the 4th position, and it takes me back to those shows that we had, myself and Dennis then, you know, talking about Solskjaer that he has not really gotten them to the great place he wants to be. And Solskjaer always hit the right notes when it comes to the words he says, you know, instilling positivity into the side. And I think it's one thing that has quite worked for them, you know, getting them to this position. And Chelsea have to be careful, Leicester City have to be careful, because there's Manchester United coming right behind them, looking to sniff up or take up that last Champions League spot. Whoever drops off, we don't know. But I think Manchester United, if they continue on this trajectory, if they continue on this route, they're definitely going to be getting into the Champions League. I don't know what happens now when, say, Paul Pogba returns to the side, or say Marcus Rashford returns to the side. I don't know what will happen to the dynamics of that particular team, but it seems as if they've gotten themselves together. You know, Fred is playing a blinder, playing out of his skin. The defense looks a whole lot more solid with Luke Shaw, with Harry Maguire, and Victor Lindelof, and also with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You know, Solskjaer has really turned the corner when it comes to this Manchester United side, and they're currently fifth, and they look as if they are going to be making the Champions League. So that's what we can take on the show today. Well, enough of my ramblings already. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this new look Manchester United side. You know, you could say it's not new look, well, at least in January, but you know, if you can just tell me what you think has really worked for them, you know, at the second half of this season, or just lately, for them to have gotten so high to where they are currently on the table. Thank you so much for watching the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you should absolutely do that already. Awesome content from Guardian TV for you. This has been the Nutmeg, and my name is Solomon Fowowe. Thank you for watching.